Hey guys, today I am going to recap a 2019 drama thriller movie named Queen of Hearts. Let's begin. At the beginning of the movie, we see a lady named Anne, which is a lawyer. Anne's husband's name is Peter, and they also have two daughters. Actually, Anne is Peter's second wife, and Peter's first wife's name is Rebecca. But Peter and Rebecca are not together yet, and both are divorced. Peter and Rebecca also had a son, whose name was Gustav. Once Peter invites Gustav to stay with him, even though Peter was divorced. But still, Peter loved his son very much. Now Gustav comes to Peter's house. Anne's two daughters welcome him and gives him a keychain. Peter is overjoyed to see Gustav here. The next day, Anne meets her sister, Lena, and tells her everything about Gustav. And when she is coming home to meet Lena, then he sees a keychain lying on the way. Anne picks up the keychain and looks at it, so she finds out it's the same keychain. Once Anne comes back home from work, so see that the glass of his house is broken and it's stolen in the house. Seeing this, Anne is shocked and does not understand who has committed the theft. Then she complains to the police about this theft. A few days later, when Anne is washing Gustav's clothes, then he finds a keychain from Gustav's pocket. This is the same keychain that Anne found on the way. Then when Gustav comes home, Anne shows him the keychain and asks about the theft. At first, no one accepts what Gustav Anne said, but Gustav gets scared when Anne threatens him with the police, and he admits his mistakes, that he had robbed Anne's house. Now Anne makes a deal with Gustav that if he stays together with his family, then she will not tell the police about his theft. Now slowly, Gustav also starts trying to mingle with his family. Peter and Anne are all very happy to see one night. Gustav comes home with his girlfriend. Here, Gustav introduces Anne to his girlfriend, and then both go upstairs to their room. Then the two get romance in their room. And when Anne hears their voices, then she would get a little disturbed. That night, Anne looks at her body in front of the mirror. One day, Anne comes swimming with her two daughters and Gustav. All four swim here and spend good time. The next day, Peter holds a small party at his house. Many of his friends come here. Peter gets busy talking with his friends, and Anne gets bored. Then Anne would come to the side and sit alone. Now Gustav comes to her, seeing her alone. Then both go out, then both drink and smoke outside. Only then, in a matter of words, Anne suddenly kisses Gustav. After the kiss, Gustav goes to Anne, where and from there. Time passes, but Anne can't get Gustav out of her mind. Then one night, Anne can't sleep, then goes to Gustav's room. Here again, both come close, and then the two also become romance. Now a day when her daughter's birthday party is going on in Anne's house, then Gustav sees Anne alone and starts kissing her. But only then, Anne's sister, Lena, sees them kissing. When Anne sees Lena, she is very shocked, and he starts feeling that Lena will tell everyone about it, and Lena goes home from that party without saying anything to anyone. Anne lives in tension in the party, and she starts ignoring Gustav. Gustav does not like this behavior of Anne at all. The next day, Anne and Gustav meet alone, and Anne ends her affair with Gustav. She did it because she was scared, and he was getting tension that if everyone comes to know about this relationship, then what will everyone say? After all this, when Anne comes home, she then sees Peter and Gustav talking. Here Peter asks Gustav to go camping with him, and Gustav also agrees that Peter wanted to take Gustav on camping. And that night, Peter talks to Anne and tells her that he knows about Gustav and his affair. Actually, it was not Lena, but Gustav himself had told this to Peter during the camping. When Anne learns that Gustav told Peter about the affair, then she tells Peter that Gustav is lying, and Gustav wants to get them both divorced so that Peter goes back to his mother, Rebecca. Now Peter could not understand that's right and what is wrong. This makes Anne very angry that Peter is not trusting his words. Many days pass like this, and the time of Christmas comes. At Christmas time, Anne celebrates Christmas with her child and husband. That night, when Anne and Peter are sleeping, then Gustav comes to their house. Anne comes to him. So Gustav tells her that he has to meet his father Peter. But Anne denies this of Gustav, and she does not allow Gustav to meet Peter. Gustav feels very sad, and he starts crying on the road. Anne doesn't do anything even after seeing him in this condition, and she comes back home, leaving Gustav in this condition. Many days pass, then one night when Peter comes home, so he is in great sorrow. And when Anne asks him what is the matter, then Peter tells Anne that the police have found the dead body of Gustav, and Gustav is no longer in this world. And when Peter is crying, then Anne tries to sympathize with him. But Peter gets angry, and he presses Anne's mouth and tells her to keep calm. Actually, Peter was angry with Anne for this, because at the behest of Anne, she kept Gustav away from himself. After this, Anne, Peter, and her 2 daughters get ready and go to the funeral of Gustav. And this movie ends. I hope you enjoyed the video.